The Galactic Combat Academy's training arena fell silent as Champion Krothzor addressed the assembled cadets. His 4 arms flexed, each one capable of crushing steel, his chitinous armor gleaming under the simulation lights. "Weapons," he announced, his voice reverberating through translator implants, "are what separate warriors from primitives. Without them, you are nothing." In the observation deck, Master Instructor Velmak nodded approvingly. The Krothzor were the Federation's elite shock troops, 7 feet of natural armor, redundant organs, combat instincts honed over millions of years of evolution. Then a hand raised from the human section. "Lieutenant Sarah Chen, one of Earth's first officer exchange students." "With respect, Champion," Sarah said calmly, "that's not entirely accurate." The arena went deathly quiet. Krothzor turned, his eyes fixing on the small human female. She stood maybe 5.5 feet tall, no natural armor, no redundant organs, arms that looked fragile compared to his massive limbs. "You disagree, human?" His mandibles clicked with amusement. "I'm saying weapons are tools, not crutches," Sarah replied, stepping down from the observation section. "On Earth, we have martial arts that are thousands of years old. We've been fighting hand-to-hand since before we discovered fire." Krothzor's laughter boomed through the arena. "Your species has been spacefaring for barely 20 cycles. You dare suggest—" "I'm suggesting a demonstration," Sarah interrupted, removing her uniform jacket to reveal a simple black tank top. "You and 2 of your best cadets. No weapons. Just to prove my point." Velmak leaned forward in his observation seat. "This is suicide. Someone stop her." But Champion Krothzor was already gesturing to 2 of his largest students. "Very well, human. I accept your challenge. We will be gentle. I would hate to explain to your superiors why we accidentally killed their exchange student." The 3 Krothzor moved to the combat circle, each one dwarfing Sarah. The cadets from various species pressed against the arena barriers, sensors active, recording everything. "Standard Academy rules," the automated referee announced. "Combat continues until submission or incapacitation. Lethal force is prohibited. Begin." The first Krothzor cadet lunged forward with confidence, all 4 arms reaching to grapple. Sarah didn't retreat. She stepped inside his reach, grabbed one of his arms, and used his own momentum against him. A pivot, a twist, and suddenly the cadet was airborne. The sound of his armored body hitting the mat echoed like a gong. "Impossible," Velmak whispered. The second cadet attacked more cautiously, trying to use his superior reach. Sarah ducked under a sweeping arm, stepped close, and drove her elbow into a joint she'd studied in xenobiology class. The Krothzor's leg buckled. As he fell, Sarah's knee came up to meet his descending head. He crumpled, conscious but unable to rise. 8 seconds had elapsed. Champion Krothzor stopped laughing. He approached carefully, analyzing, reassessing. This human had just incapacitated 2 of his best students. Smaller, weaker, but somehow. He attacked with coordinated precision, all 4 arms working in concert, using techniques refined over decades of training. Sarah flowed like water, her movements economical and precise. She redirected his strikes, targeted vulnerable joints, used leverage and momentum instead of strength. Krothzor felt something he hadn't experienced in years: uncertainty. Sarah caught one of his arms in a joint lock, using her entire body weight as leverage. She pivoted, dropped, and suddenly the champion found himself face down on the mat, his arm bent at an angle that sent pain signals through even his reinforced nervous system. "Tap out or I dislocate it," Sarah said quietly. Krothzor tapped the mat twice. The signal for submission. The arena exploded with noise, shocked chittering, alarmed whistles, confused harmonics from dozens of species. Sarah released him and helped him to his feet, her expression respectful. "How?" Krothzor demanded, rubbing his arm. You are smaller, weaker. You have no natural weapons, no armor. How did you defeat me? Sarah smiled. Because on Earth, we didn't evolve to be the strongest or the fastest. We evolved to be the smartest. We studied leverage, physics, anatomy. We turned our weakness into a weapon. She gestured to the fallen cadets, both now sitting up, stunned but unharmed. You rely on strength. That's fine when you're the strongest thing around. But humans? We spent millions of years not being the strongest. We had to learn to fight smarter. Master Instructor Velmak descended to the arena floor, his expression a mixture of shock and professional interest. Lieutenant Chen, what martial art did you just demonstrate? That was a mix, Sarah explained. Judo for the throws, Muay Thai for the strikes, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for the groundwork. On Earth, we have hundreds of martial arts, each designed for different situations. We've been refining hand-to-hand combat for over 5,000 years. 5,000 years, Velmak repeated. You've been fighting without weapons for 5,000 years. Actually, way longer than that, Sarah corrected. Those are just the documented styles. Humans have been grappling, striking, and wrestling since before we had language. Champion Krothzor straightened, his pride wounded but his respect genuine. I underestimated you, human. I assumed superior strength meant superior combat ability. A lot of people make that mistake, Sarah said. The first time. Within a week, Sarah Chen was conducting hand-to-hand combat seminars for the entire academy. Species that had relied on strength, natural weapons, or armor for millennia were learning that sometimes, the most dangerous weapon was the one that understood physics, leverage, and the vulnerable points that all biological organisms shared. Master Instructor Velmak updated his training manual with a new entry: never assume a human is unarmed. Their body is the weapon. Their mind is the trigger.